All right, welcome to episode 18 of Reality Rundown. I'm your host, Connor Nelson, along with my co-host, Christian Holman. How you doing tonight?
You know how it is. Doing great.
Living the dream.
You know me. I'm just always living the dream. It feels great to be here. Reality Rundown, number 18. Cat doesn't get better than this.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Please leave a like. Leave a comment. If you want to watch us record these live after every episode of Big Brother All-Stars, we go live after every episode at twitch.tv/Reality Rundown. Leave us a follow there. It'll let you know when we go live. Tonight's episode, we're finally getting to some things that is starting to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, the house is igniting at the moment. We got the entire commission freaking out. We got the people on the block freaking out. We got the other side freaking out. People are playing powers. people are using vetoes. People
are lying about playing powers when it's clearly them using the power.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. It's finally time to say Big Brother is being played, and I'm so happy.
So, this is clearly the veto episode, and it starts with Danny, the HOH, talking about how she doesn't think she wants to put Tyler up, but she still has it in her head that there's a chance that she is going to pull the trigger and go ahead and put Tyler either on the block or, no, not on the block, but backdoor Tyler. That's what I meant. The nomination's already set. That's my fault.
Embarrassing. Yeah, she said that. Which it was funny. We got her talking about. I'm really glad. I just really hope the noms stay the same. I don't want to have to put Tyler up, and if I do, it's gonna look bad on me. And then literally for Danny, worst case scenario is happening right now in this house.
Yeah, it's just a constant, just like the worst things possible that could happen is happening. But either way, Tyler knows he's not safe. He knows that there's a chance that he's either going to be backdoored or something's going to happen. He's going to end up on the block, which honestly, like, he should be worried, and Danny should be thinking about putting him up. I know, like, they talked it out. They had this talk where she's not going to put him up until Final 6. He's not going to put her up until Final 4, maybe even longer, depending on what happens. So, I mean, after that talk, you want to feel good, but then again, like, it's hard to forget some of the things that you do in the house, especially when there's other people in the house that haven't done anything to you.
Yeah, which, in all honesty, if David doesn't use that power, or that power's not in the game, Tyler, I don't think, even had the veto been played, I don't think Tyler would have gone up, because her alliance would have literally been so loud, like, no, we can't do this.
Yeah.
And I think it would have scared her away from doing it.
Yeah.
So it being at least on its face seems to be like I got to just choose Tyler. I don't know what to do. I choose Tyler. That's best case for Danny to actually put him up, but it's really a bad look.
Yeah, 100%. Either way, after the nomination ceremony, David's in the living room by himself, and he's just like, I gotta get some tears going. I gotta fake this. I gotta fake cry, and he just starts, like, tears just start coming out of his eyes. And Davon walks in, and she's like, I'll leave if you want me to leave, but I'm here if you need me. And she's like, you're gonna win this veto. Like, you're good. Like, kind of just like a basic pep talk for David. And David's just sitting there, like, faking the whole time because he knows he's not gonna be on the block.
Yeah, which initially, David's upset thing.
Yeah, like
really well.
Yeah.
But then he starts walking around the house, talking to everyone. Am I good? Am I good? After the videos, did you use it on me? Did you use it on me? And everyone's just like, dude, you're playing way too hard, dude.
Yeah.
You had us at the table when you're crying at the table, but now that you're going about it this way, it just seems a little fishy.
100%.
Especially, he asked Kevin and Davon. Davon was on the block last week. Asked Kevin, who's currently on the block next to him, did you use it on me?
Yeah, and Davon's like, if I had it, I would have used it last week. What do you mean? Like, of course I don't have it. And Cody especially is just like, dude, come on. Like, we all know it's you.
Yeah. And he's just, I swear, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
So, Enzo and Cody are talking about who's going to go home. And at this point, it's still David and Kevin on the block when they're talking about this. So, they're like, I mean, truthfully, either one, it doesn't really matter. But they think that there's still a chance that Danny's going to backdoor Tyler, and they don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I didn't hear who you said, but
Enzo and Cody, they don't want Tyler backdoored, which
yeah,
is fair. They shouldn't want Tyler backdoored.
oh,
It'd be
definitely.
stupid for them.
He's a shield for them. He's working with them closely. They're all literally. I would assume they're planning to go Final Three together. So yeah, they definitely don't want that to happen. They
But yeah, if the nominations stay the same, they don't really care who goes. They're just like either one, doesn't really matter. David or Kevin, who cares? Just let's let them decide and we'll go with whatever. But either way, the disruptor power happens. It comes over the thing, and it's like everybody meet in the dining room. The disruptor power has been in play, and everybody's down in the dining room. And like even before anything's said, David's already crying. It's like you don't like. You're clearly the only one that knows what's going on here. And also, whenever that happens, Danny's up in the HOH room, like, what am I, like, with Nicole, what am I, like, freaking out. What am I going to do? Like, you should have thought about this. Like, you knew there was powers. Like, you should have a backup plan in place just in case something like this happens. And I guess Tyler may have been her backup plan, but well, who knows if she actually...
I don't think that she necessarily had an immediate backup plan because while no one knew what the powers were, so you kind of have to assume that they're going to be the worst case scenario for you, which it really drives me crazy when people refuse to have plans past what's right.
Yeah, you should have like 2 or 3 backup plans just in case something happens. You know, I mean, who knows?
Because that's literally like, I can't believe we didn't hear Julie Chen say it tonight. Expect the unexpected. I fully thought we were going to hear Julie Chen just chime in at some point, but you know,
just over the loudspeaker in the house.
Yeah, they'll probably just like Zoom call her in to let her do it, but they didn't. So
Danny's like freaking out, doesn't know what she's gonna do, and so she goes downstairs. And again, David's just sitting there already crying. Like not Kevin. Kevin's not crying. It's David crying before anything's even said to anybody. And
I think about with that though, he could just be playing like he's been crying.
Yeah, but I mean, still.
Yeah. I mean,
either way, it's like the disruptor power has been in play. This person has taken themselves, or this person has been taken off the block anonymously, and then his picture goes away, and he's not the one on the block. And he's again just like crying, tore up. Everybody's like patting him, and Memphis is like, "Dude, what is wrong with you? Like, I would be dancing, I would be happy, I'd be dancing on this table. You're off the block. Why are you crying? Like." What is your deal? And like Cody's looking at him like, what is wrong with you? Like, idiot. Like, why are you sad?
Yeah, it was very funny.
But either way, he gets pulled off, so Danny has to put up another person, and she's just like, I don't know what to do right now, but Tyler, I'm sorry, it's you. And everybody looks stunned.
Yeah, everyone is shocked.
Which I don't think they thought she was going to do it. So, like, I think everybody was genuinely shocked.
Yeah, this is the big issue with having such a big alliance at this point in the game, where winning an HOH this week is the worst week.
Well, and that's why all of them during the wall were like, they didn't want to win. They were wanting to throw it. Yeah, they were wanting to throw it. And then Danny just didn't throw it quick enough. But yeah, I agree. So, instantly she says, Tyler, can we talk? So they go up and talk, but they go to a diary room session with Danny, and she's talking about how she doesn't want, or she says that she doesn't want Tyler to go to everybody or to Tyler, but in the DR she's like, I want him out of here. Like, I don't want him in this game. But either way, Tyler goes up to the HOH room, and she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just didn't know what to do. He's like, no, it's fine. Like, it's okay. And he's just like, I'm just worried about what if Kevin wins the veto. Then what happens?
Yeah, and then she's literally like, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. It's just like, dude, at least lie to him. Or, just be like, I'm thinking about it. It's literally, the way she said it literally sounded like, had one of them come off the block, I was planning on throwing you up anyways.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's fine if that's the case, which, I mean, everyone's going to assume
But why make that deal 2 nights before this where I'm not going to put you up until Final 6, I'm not going to put you up till Final 4, and then 2 days later, you're up on the block. Like, it's just...
Well, I mean, I understand that, actually, because it's better to have the deal and backtrack on it than not, I would say.
I disagree. I completely... Like, If you think there's a chance you're going to put him up, don't make that deal until you know for sure you're not going to be putting him up, and then make the deal. Because you have control over that. It's not like anything from there had changed. It was just she put him up on the block because that was really her plan to start with.
I still think it's probably better to have the deal because
I completely
especially with
disagree.
Tyler, because I don't think Tyler's going to be a better jury. So it's like,
Well, but nobody knows that because he's never been in jury. The rest of them you kind of gauge because most of them have been in jury except for Ian.
Yeah, but I don't think he's a better
and Cody.
person. He literally even told her, like, you can put me up. I know you're going to put me up.
Yeah, but I still just don't think that's the right move of being like, I'm not going to put you up till final 6, and then a day later or 2 days later be like, sorry, I just didn't know what to do. When there's like clear options of what she could do.
Yeah, I mean, on its face it's clear, but there's really a lot in that house alliance-wise outside of that big thing. But all it does is show her cards. It doesn't look good on her. But I'm all for the lying to someone's face. I'm all for it.
Well, I'm for it, but not when you know in your head, like, I'm not gonna hold to this. Like, even in the immediately, let's say she does this in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, sure, do it. But for 2 days later is what I'm saying. Like, for her just to like go back on that, it means like I can't trust you. Like, your word means absolutely nothing. When I really think Tyler wasn't gonna go after her at that point.
She's sending Tyler out of the house, so it's like, who cares if her word means anything with Tyler?
Yeah, well, she thinks she's sending Tyler out of the house
Yeah,
at this point. But yeah, Tyler is clearly not having it. Like, he to her face, he's like, yeah, it's fine. I completely understand. But in the DR, he's like, I mean, Danny, what are you doing? Like, we were good. We had that discussion. And now you put me on the block. Like, clearly I can't trust you. And clearly, like, I can't. I think he said, I can forgive, but I can't forget. So, like, clearly he's gunning for Danny.
Yeah, I mean,
he should be.
That's the thing. You throw someone on the block, you're drawing blood. That's what it is.
So this is when we get to what you were talking about with David just walking around to everybody, just being like, "Was it you? Did you save me?" And literally everybody in the house said the same thing. Like, "No, what are you talking about? Like, you clearly saved yourself." He's like, "No, was it you?" And like, especially Cody. Cody was like, "Man, like."
Yeah, Cody was so funny.
Yeah,
like, dude, just admit it.
Same with Tyler. Kind of, he was like, "Why would I save anybody but myself?" And
exactly.
that's the thing. It's like no one's gonna. And Davon, I think, was like, "David, no one's saving you. No one cares enough about you to save you. Like, why are you even asking this question?"
Yeah,
just really dumb. Like, he may have gotten away with it if he didn't do that.
That's what I think. Was just over the top.
And if not even get away with it, like, people wouldn't even thought about it. They would have just been like, "Oh, he used it. Who cares?" But now it's like,
I think people probably would have been like, maybe he didn't use it on himself. Maybe someone was trying to pull something on us.
Yeah.
And with Davon winning the veto and backdooring and forcing a backdoor, that could have actually looked bad on Danny or Davon. Not bad, but you could at least maybe point the finger at one of those two, be like, they used it.
Yeah, 100%. And then we get the conversation with Danny and Christmas, and she's like, "This sucks. This HOH is terrible." And she's like, "Worst case scenario, let's say Tyler comes down, I'm gonna have to throw a pawn up." And Christmas is like, "What? What do you mean?" Like, and again, Danny keeps throwing people like, in her own alliance, like, "Hey, you might have to go up, you might have to go up," when there's clear options of people that she's not aligned with technically that she could put up.
Yeah, that was the dumbest thing.
So stupid. Like, it's not even happened yet. Why are you telling her, "Hey, I might have to throw up a pawn," being real inconspicuous and like thinking that Christmas is taking this like, "Hey, there's a chance she puts me up as a pawn."
Yeah, plus Christmas has already been a pawn for the alliance, or for people.
Yeah.
Which actually, I guess people don't know that. I guess only Enzo knows that. But yeah,
No, they know. They know that she volunteered.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that was just nonsense. Like, and even if Tyler comes down, why would you throw a pawn up? All that's going to do is make your alliance not trust
you even more than they already do. Yeah, like,
yeah. That was a really bad call.
Made no sense whatsoever, and it just further makes no one like trust Danny at all. Even like, again, they don't really trust her as it stands, but this shows that she is definitely not scared to take a shot at people in the alliance early.
Yep, she is target number one, I would assume, for everyone in the alliance at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. So now we get to the veto players being picked. Danny pulls out Davon, Tyler pulls out Ian, and Kevin pulls out Enzo. So really, I mean, not a bad lineup for Kevin and Tyler or Danny really to win. Davon's never won a comp in 3 seasons. Ian's thrown every comp this season. Well, he says he's thrown. I just don't think he's won any. And Enzo has won some this season, but his last season won 1, I think. So really, there's a good chance that Danny, Tyler, or Kevin can actually pull this out. Or at least they should be thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, the odds were pretty close. I mean, people, Danny, Tyler, Kevin, they all were very close to finishing at one point. And then Tyler breathed. Tyler literally took a deep breath and blew over his puzzle.
Yeah.
So, it's just like, you're close, but no cigar. Davon finally gets her first win. Enzo was hilarious with the tongue. That was killing me. God, that was so funny. Just constantly out Michael Jordan it.
But before this though, this is important. Like the only reason I go back to this is because this is actually important to what happens. Davon is talking to Danny and she's like, "Listen, like I'm gonna be trying for this veto," and Danny's like, "Just whatever I ask, just please don't use it because that will be the 5th person I have to put up." And she's like, "No, fourth. Is it? Yeah, 4th." And she's like, no, like I won't use it. We're good. I don't want to cause any more mistrust with you. Like I want to build this. I won't use the veto. And so you got to think she's not going to use the veto since she says this. So again, we get to the veto competition, and why did they think it was necessary to have that gun and to like fake shoot them to somewhere else and like act like they were? Why even do that?
Like that?
Why even do it?
This
it
is
adds
an adult
nothing.
TV show. It's adults watching the show. Just make sure maybe a couple kids watch the show, but 90% of your audience are adults. Let's keep it for adults. I
didn't understand that at all. Either way, it's called microbrews, and it's literally their heads in a box. And they have a side thing for tweezers, and they have to stack like really many cans. I think 15 of them, and the first person to stack 15 wins. And honestly, I like this comp just because it's something that's like completely different than what they normally do.
I really liked the comp. It was not something they'd done before.
Yeah.
It was a real change to the game, and actually, it brings a lot lot more diversity to Big Brother as to what they can do in the future.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, and I liked how they showed it on the screen for the other people to watch while they were doing it. But the visual, though, was weird. Like, watching just like their heads in that box, it just made it look like super weird. I don't know. It was just
I
threw me off.
think it was to make them look like giant. Well, the thing that didn't make any sense to me is because they're supposed to be making them small, right? So if you're making them small, why is their head huge? Like, why are they giants compared to these micro brews?
Well, what else are you gonna do? What do you mean?
Well, the thing is, like, aesthetic, like, from the visual they were trying to make. They were trying to make the visual to be like, we're shrinking them, but they didn't shrink them. They just shrunk the veto.
Because you can't shrink cute. What do you mean? Like, what were they supposed to do?
What I'm saying is, why shrink people? Why not shrink the competition? You know,
they did shrink. They did.
No.
I see. Okay, so like
laser,
make the gun shoot. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Shoot out.
I was like,
make it like bounce off a window or like a mirror and go outside. Like, oh no, we made the game small.
That's too complicated for them. Are you kidding me?
It would have been a much better edit.
Yeah, true. I just don't like I didn't like the edit, like the shooting. Yeah, it was just.
No, that was so stupid.
dumb.
But I did like the comp.
Either way, Tyler was like literally, I think, like 4-3 off. He says, I'm going to take a break, just breathe. And when he breathes, just, like you said, knocked all of his things over. And I think if he doesn't do that, he wins.
Yeah, he was on a roll.
Enzo sucked.
Several people super close. Yeah, Enzo.
Ian had no chance. Enzo had no chance. Kevin realistically probably didn't really have a chance. Actually, at the end there, it looked like he was actually doing good. Yeah, I take that back. But ultimately, Davon wins, and this is her first competition win ever that she's been on 3 seasons, and this is the first thing she's won, which is, honestly, I feel like that's hard to do.
Potentially, yeah. But I think she's made jury both times she was on, right?
Yeah, so, like, I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of crazy that she's never won anything, and that's her first win. But either way, she wins. So at this point, you got to think, like, she's told Danny she's not going to use it. So, like, there's really no reason why she should use it if she's already told her she's not going to. But this is when it gets kind of shaky.
Yeah, it was.
Are you here?
I was. I need to put this down. So, Davon was. It made Davon look really bad to literally go out and be like, which is the same thing that Danny did 2 days prior. It makes her look bad.
Yeah, she's literally like, I won't use it, and then right after she's talking to Danny, and she's like, I mean, I like Kevin. We don't have any like alliance or anything, but I just know that he's got my back, and I know you got my back, but I know he's got my back through anything. And it's like, and she even says like, I said I wouldn't use it because I didn't think I was gonna win. Always think you're gonna win, like.
Yeah, that was so dumb. The whole like, I only lied to you because I didn't think I had a chance. It's like, I know you never won before, but you've been close a lot.
Yeah.
So at least like the HOH comp, literally this week's or 2 weeks ago HOH comp, last week's HOH, you were right at the edge of winning. Yeah. Clearly, you got a shot at winning comps.
And as soon as it ends, like, you know, Kevin like is instantly gonna run to her and be like, "Please use it," which he does. He's like, "I know, like, if you use this, I'm gonna owe you forever. Like, I'm in debt to you." And she's like, "I just need to talk to Danny first and just see what's going on." And didn't tell him yes or no, but you can kind of tell she's wanting to.
She had already decided.
Yeah,
because as soon as she goes to Danny, she's like, "I'm using it."
Yeah, like literally walks up there and she's like I said, she's just like, I know Kevin's got my back. Like, I just feel like it would be really dumb of me not to use it. And she's just like, crap. Okay.
Yeah, Danny's like, you're going to mess my game up. It's not going to look very good. I got to put 4 people up. This is really bad. Please don't do this.
And I see it, her using it on both sides. Like, she should use it in the fact that her and Kevin are aligned very closely. She trusts Kevin more than anybody because clearly she shouldn't trust anybody else. But on the other hand, if she's trying to build anything with the other side, with Danny, anybody, if she uses this, she loses everything she's built, and they're just going to put her and Kevin up next week if they win. So the only real chance she has at anything is winning HOH next week, her or Kevin winning HOH next week. And the odds really aren't in her favor since they haven't won any since.
There has been a committee winner every single week, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, Enzo won one. But, you know, that side of the house has won every single week.
Might as well be in the committee.
Yeah. And the thing is that what Danny should have said, and I don't know if she said it or not, is if Kevin goes down, I'm putting Ian up.
Yeah. And so you're losing a number. But again, Davon doesn't care because Kevin's her number 1. So, like, what does she have to lose?
A better competitor, a number, someone who's better strategically.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. Someone who's not just a pawn.
Either way, this conversation was kind of short to begin, like the start one, and then Christmas comes in right after, and she's like, listen, if she uses it, it's got to be Enzo or Ian because they're not in the committee. Christmas, all about the committee.
She is dead set. It's so weird to see someone who's like just so locked in.
And she's the only one like that. Literally the only one in the alliance that's like that. Well, Memphis, I guess.
Yeah, which we don't ever get to see that.
Yeah, because Memphis does nothing.
But, like, in almost every season I've watched, very rarely do you have someone who is committed to even a 2-person alliance to the end. Yeah. You know, Christmas is committed to a 6-person alliance to the end. Yeah. Can you, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just is nonsense. Like, it's not nonsense, but it's weird.
But, again, like, the way Big Brother's been played, like, the last 5-6 years, maybe not even that much.
Loyalty is the most
important
thing. It's just
if you're in a big alliance and you stay true to that alliance till the end, you're gonna make it to at least Final 6, Final 5, Final 4, and at that point, who knows? So
and also,
if you can make it to that point,
the way jury's been voting, is people who are honest and very loyal the entire game, they are getting the wins.
Yeah.
Not people who are playing the most strategic game.
So it makes sense why she's being like this.
Yep.
Either way, Danny talks to DR. She's like, I know, like, if I put another committee member up, like, it's gonna look terrible. They're just gonna like not view me as trustworthy and loyal. So she knows like she can't put up a pawn from the committee.
Yeah, I mean, again, you just can't do that. You're gonna make 5 people, or 4 people, but actually 5 people because of Enzo too. You're literally gonna make 5 people make you their number 1 target, guaranteed.
Yeah, 100%. Danny, no. Tyler talks to Cody, and he's like, I think there's a chance Davon's going to use this on Kevin. And Cody's like, oh, no, dude. She's not going to use it. There's no chance she uses it. And Tyler's like, dude, I think it's going to happen. And if that happens, what are we going to do? And Cody's like, don't even think about it because she's not going to use it. And this is like a quick scene. And literally, as soon as this ends, it cuts to Cody walking in the HOH and Danny being like, she's using it. And he's like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, what? I can't believe it. And she's like, yeah, like, she's using it, and this sucks.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, people get so overconfident in Big Brother. It's like, you at least got to be prepared for her to use it.
Yeah.
Don't just assume no one's going to do something crazy, because people do crazy things all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't think Davon using it is the craziest thing anyway. So, it's kind of how it be.
Yeah, and she tells Cody that Ian's really the only option at this point to put up, and she's like, if that happens, like, would you vote against Tyler and get Tyler out of here? And Cody's like, what are you talking about? Like, why would I vote to evict Tyler when I can go ahead and get Ian out of here? And are you still here?
We just lost it.
I lost you.
Back.
I'm back. I'm here. I'm good.
Oh, there it is. It came back.
Did you hear anything I just said?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, crap, where was I? He's like, no, like, there's no chance I vote Tyler out. And she's like, okay, all right.
Well,
all right. We'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. And he's very firm, though. Like, he's keeping Tyler in this game.
Yeah, and then then Danny basically just gives everybody the wrap around, being like, hey, she's going to use it. Nicole. And Nicole's just like, no, you're going to ruin my game. It's just... Yeah,
she's talking to Nicole, and she's just like, listen, Ian's really my only choice here. And Nicole is like, there's got to be something else. Like, she's talking to the like, there's got to be another option. There's plenty of other options. There is no more options for Danny here. Like, literally none.
Ian or Enzo.
And she's aligned with Enzo. Like,
exactly.
She may not know this, but she is. So Ian is literally the only option here.
Yep. So, tough place for Danny to be in, but, it's part of it.
Yeah. And then right after this conversation, we get Nicole outside talking to the cameras. She's crying, and she's just like, I don't understand why one of my number 1, has to go home. They're not worried about you, Nicole. Like, you didn't win this HOH. Like, if you were HOH, your number 1's going to stay. But, like, what do you want them to do? Like, there's nothing more they can do.
I really wish Davon was there to say, why would anybody save your number 1? They don't care about you. It's just that whole thing she did to David said about David. Because it was perfect. You're not the number 1 person in this house. I'm not going to save you.
I just don't understand why Nicole is like so entitled to be like, my number 1 needs to stay here over someone else's. It's like, Danny's not going to take someone out or put someone up that she's closely aligned with just so you have Ian. You're good. You got yours. You got your final 2 still here. It just makes no sense why she's acting like this. I get why she's acting like this, but, like, come on. You know why this is happening.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. The fact that people just don't understand, like, if there's somebody that someone's not touching in the entire game, there's probably a reason they're not touching them.
Yeah. Like it should be very clear. And then we get to this is before the veto, the ceremony, and Davon's up there talking to Danny again, and Danny's like, "Listen, I'm gonna say something that it's mean, but I'm gonna say it anyways." And she's like, "I can help you in this game a lot more than Kevin can help you in this game." and Davon doesn't really say much, and she's just like, he's not winning anything. Like, what is he gonna do for you going forward? And Davon's basically just like, listen, like, I can trust him. He's my friend. Like, he's my number one in here. And she's just like, if you use this, you guys are going to be seen as a pair, and you guys are just going to go up next week. And you can tell that, like, both of them know that this is the end of the relationship of Davon and Danny.
Yeah.
Oh, even if there was a slight relationship, even if, like, what they were saying to each other wasn't real, whatever there was, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be a thing, but which it still could be. I'm not going to completely rule it out, but it did look good on its face.
Yeah, and Danny just straight up tells her, she's like, listen, if you use the veto, I'm gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be happy, and she shouldn't be happy. Like, but Davon should use it if she wants to use it. So
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's your veto. Use it if you want to, but you also get the consequences.
Yeah. And so then we get to the nomination ceremony, and Davon's speech was so dumb.
That was horrible.
Like,
literally,
no one believes you.
What you're saying, going out of your way to say, we're not aligned.
Yeah, she said,
but we're not aligned.
Yeah, she's just like, this
veto
has sucked so much. Winning this power, like, I've never won one. I was excited to win, but this has absolutely sucked. And I just want you guys to know that I'm not aligned with this person at all. But we're just really good friends, and I really love him. And with all that being said, Kevin, I'm saving you. Of course they're aligned. Of course, like, they're final two. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, if she just says, I'm using this veto to make sure Tyler goes home, then...
Yeah, that's all you had to say.
That's a lot better. But she literally is telling people...
So dumb.
By saying we're not aligned, you're saying you're aligned. That's 100% what you just did.
Well, you're just making it look worse on yourself. Like, everybody already knows you're aligned. So
exactly.
Why try to? It didn't make any sense to me at all. But either way, Danny stands up and she's like, I'm sorry, but I have to ensure that Tyler goes home this week. So I need to put a pawn up there. Sorry, Ian, but you're going up. And I think people knew this was going to happen, but they were just glad that she didn't change her mind and go with a pawn from the committee. Yeah,
they were definitely satisfied about that because now if they choose to, they can save Tyler.
Yeah, 100%.
Save a committee for sure.
So Ian says that he has definitely got his eye on Danny. Doesn't trust her. Doesn't want her in the house. And then we get Ian at the end. Like, I wish they would show more of these, like, real DR sessions of, like, people actually getting mad or getting, like, whatever. And he was, like, visibly, like, mad. Like, why would she do this? Like, I'm a winner. Clearly I'm a threat. And clearly I'm not a pawn. Which he's right. He's not a pawn.
No, there's a very fair chance. As Poop Stink says, I think it's a 50-50 chance on who goes home.
I'd completely disagree. But
but no, but the thing is, like, they could go Tyler. Probably not, but Ian's not.
Here's the thing. They have to have 4 to make it a tie, and then Danny splits the tie. So, realistically, Ian will have...
They have 5. I think, right?
You think Ian has 5 votes to stay?
No, Tyler has 5 to stay, I think.
Yeah, 100%. But let's just say, hypothetically, Nicole votes Ian to stay. David votes Ian.
I think David will vote Tyler too. David likes Tyler.
Not anymore.
Maybe he's changed his mind. Yeah.
Not anymore. No. So let's just say David, Nicole, Kevin, Davon. So there's 4, and let's just say it does go to a tie, and Danny's like, well, this is my chance to get him out, and votes him out. That's the only way I see it happening, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
She'll send him home.
Well, I just don't think Nicole will go against literally every single person being like, we're saving Tyler. And then she goes against that. Yeah.
But my video is dead for some reason, so.
Yeah, you're frozen. But either way, you have anything else?
My heart and mind is clear, buddy.
All right. Well, we will be back on Thursday, right after the eviction, right after the HOH. It should be live, so we should know who the new HOH is. Do you have any just who you would want to see win HOH?
No, not really. I'm kind of cool with whatever way it goes.
Honestly, if Tyler would make the move and put Danny and Nicole up, let's say, I would love to see Tyler win just to see that happen. But I don't think he would do it. But it would be great if he did.
I mean, it'd be funny to see Danny win again.
Oh, yeah, because she is playing again.
Yep.
Yeah, I think she definitely throws it. If she's going to play again, I think she definitely throws it.
I think she might actually play it or might win it because if she sends Tyler home, she definitely tries to win it. But if she doesn't send Tyler home, then she doesn't care.
I think come Thursday night, Tyler will still be in the house.
I agree. There's a fair chance he stays.
But yeah,
I'm sad to see Ian go. I don't want to see Ian go.
The thing is now like I was rooting to see Ian HOH. So like if Ian stays, I want Ian to win. But with the rest of them, like I don't want to see Kevin as an HOH. I don't want to see David as an HOH. Davon, sure, Davon would be entertaining, but that's the only one out of those three that are on the outskirts of the big alliance that I would like to see win HOH. So at this point, like, just give me an entertaining week, and I don't really care who's in power.
I'm with that.
All right. Well, if that's all you got, that's all I got. We'll be back Thursday night right after the eviction and the HOH. If you guys are watching on YouTube, like I said, please subscribe. Please leave a like. Please leave a comment. If you guys want to watch us record these live right after every episode of Big Brother, we go live about 20-30 minutes after every episode at twitch.tv/realityrundown, and we will see you Thursday.